It sounds so cute. Guys, guess what I have today? A box. I have a box. Inside this box though, we have the long-awaited AirTags. So I'm gonna do an unboxing today and show you how to set them up and then see how they work with the iPhone XR. Because just like millions of other people in the world who own iPhones, just don't own the latest and greatest iPhones, i.e. the iPhone 11 and 12 that have the U1, the ultra-wideband chip inside of it. The rest of us are just working with regular old phones. And I just wanna see how accurate it is. We've all seen the videos at this point of everyone who has the newest iPhone, who's able to track their AirTag using the ultra wideband chip that's inside of the iPhone 11 and 12. But like I said, the iPhone XR and anything below the iPhone 11 does not have an ultra wideband chip. So if you want to see how all that works, stay tuned. I live in Canada, so I didn't pay the $29 or $99 for the pack of 4 USD that you could have bought if you live in the States. In Canada, for one AirTag, it's $39 Canadian and $129 Canadian for the pack of 4. So with tax in Canada, that comes to about $145. It looks like they have packaged it inside of a little sleeve here inside of the box, so it's not able to fall out or get damaged in shipping at all. I think this is the first item from Apple that I've ever purchased that is personally engraved. I figure if I'm gonna spend the money on these, why not get them engraved? Because it's free. Just an FYI, if you do want them to be engraved, you can only choose a maximum of 4 characters. You can choose some emojis, but not all of the emojis are available. I'm so excited. Where's my Apple stickers? No? There's no Apple stickers in the box. This is the AirTag pack of 4. It kind of opens up in a little book. So it looks like we just take them out. Oh, there's my first one. I just got my initials engraved with a heart beside it. This was my Alien 626, Lilo and Stitch. It was one of my favorite movies when I was a child, and Experiment 626 is Stitch, so hence the alien. And then 626 also happens to be my birthday, so June 26th, so that's what it is, Experiment 626. This one I got for my daughter. It's a poop emoji, 19 for her birthday number, and a unicorn. I don't know if I'm actually gonna be giving this for her to use. She is only 7 years old. I don't actually know what I would put this on. And then the last one that I got is for my boyfriend. So, oh, I'm so excited. It's very tiny. It's cute. It's very cute. There's just the little pull tab here. Oh my gosh, what was that? Did you hear that? I am looking at a shiny mirror of myself on the back of the AirTag. You can see the reflection of the camera there. I think I've scratched them already. I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but I have had these in my hand for less than 10 minutes and they're already scratched. It's plastic. I don't imagine that these are gonna wear too well with time. They'll probably look very beat up and worn out rather quickly. It's asking what I want to attach this AirTag to, like name the AirTag. Linda Lee's keys. That easy. So it's setting up. Did you hear the little beep? Just because I like to hear the little chirpy sound that it's making, I'm just gonna open all these up so you can hear. So immediately when I pulled that tag off, it showed up on my phone on the bottom to connect. When I was in like middle school, you could buy these buttons and like you could cover your backpack with the buttons. You know what, they should do that because there's an option to find your jacket. So if you could like get a little covering that has like a pin, a safety pin type thing on the back, and you can like clip it to your coat, then you can like walk around with like a customized button type one, but then also have an AirTag on your coat. So, idea. Hey. Is this your second video that you've watched of mine? Third, fourth? Go ahead and click the subscribe button. You've already made it this far. Why not go all the way? Commit. Commit. The one thing I did not purchase with any of these AirTags is any of the attachments for the backpacks and stuff. Personally, I think they're too expensive for like the leather one or the Hermes one, like almost $500. That's insane. And they had a Belkin one, I think for about $15, but when I went to purchase these online when they were released on April 23rd, the Belkin ones on the Canadian Apple store anyways were sold out, or they weren't available to be sold. But I'm just gonna link in the description bar some Amazon ones that you can purchase, because you don't necessarily need to buy these types of accessories from Apple directly, especially if you're trying to save money. Anyways, so I guess the big question is here, how well do these AirTags work with the iPhone XR? So this can kind of work in two ways. Apple either loses an entire population of people who don't have any of the new iPhones that have the ultra-wideband chip inside of it, or it kind of forces people to continue buying into Apple's ecosystem, where you're going to be upgrading to a newer phone so you have the ultra-wideband chip in it. The two Apple products that I own that do have a U1 chip inside of it sitting over here, the HomePod Mini and the Apple Watch Series 6. I've done a review on both of them, so if you want to check those out, I'll link those here. The ultra-wideband chip is integrated into both of them. They're not available for use being paired up with the AirTags at this moment. I'm not sure why Apple released the AirTags with only compatibility with the iPhone 11 and 12, but there is definitely potential for that to be used, because the technology is there in both of these devices to connect to the Find My network to have more accuracy for the AirTags. Maybe in a couple months, or whenever they come out with an update or something, I'll be able to use my Series 6 Apple Watch, or maybe not, like I'm not sure. So obviously I already know where everything is in my house. Like I said, I don't have anyone filming with me today. I just want to check on my iPhone what it's gonna say. It also put little emojis beside what the item was that you said you lost. So I said backpack, camera, and keys, and right now all of them say that they are with me. Well, let's play sound first. I want to see if you can hear it. It only plays for a couple seconds, it's not very long. So I can't actually put it in lost mode because I'm too close to the item. I live in an apartment. I'm just gonna throw the AirTag off the balcony. Goodbye, AirTag. AirTag is right there. The backpack one is the one that I threw off the balcony, and it has separated from the camera and the key one. It's 0 kilometers away from me, so it's still technically not very far, obviously, because it's like, it's still here, it's in close proximity, but it's not like with me. Put it in lost mode. You will receive a notification when the location becomes available. This item is linked to your Apple ID so no one else can pair to it. Leave a number and message to be displayed for the person who finds this item. From what I see right now, you can't actually change the message that you want to appear for other people. It looks like the only thing that can be changed is the number that you are reached at. I actually have to go to the post office quickly to go pick up a package. So now, as I was in the post office picking up my package, I just got a notification saying that my bag was found near my address. I wonder if that just means that someone has like walked by on the street that maybe has an iPhone, and it maybe just picked up on like Bluetooth, so like a location. The street just outside of my apartment, it's a fairly busy road and there's always people walking by, so it's decently loud outside. So with an iPhone XR, I just want to see, like, can you actually hear anything when I play the sound for lost mode? It says that it's with me now, so I'm playing the sound, I can hear it. Here's my final impression with the AirTags, okay? When I had found this one outside lying in the grass, I obviously knew where I threw it off the balcony, and I was able to locate it rather quickly. When I got closer to it, but just pinging off my iPhone with the Bluetooth, it immediately said, like while I was outside closer to the ground, that the device was with me. Whereas when I was up in my apartment, you guys would have seen on the screenshot that it said that it was 0 kilometers away, but it was not with me. So the one main issue that I have with this is that if you're working with one of the old devices, yes, you can still use the AirTags, but you're gonna have to kind of do a little more search and find compared to other people who have the U1 chip inside of their devices, who can get like 100% accuracy. Say for whatever reason you're on a bike ride, I don't know, going through a forest on a trail or something, right? And your keys drop out of your pocket and your AirTag's attached to your key. Well, you only have an iPhone 10 or XR, and when you go back to locate your set of keys, it is somewhere in the forest. You're not gonna get an exact pinpoint of where it is like you would if you had the U1 chip inside of the iPhone 11 and 12. You'll get a general area of where it is. So now you're playing in with factors of like the environment or people around you, or hoping that if you're close enough to the area where you think you might have dropped it, like if it's like out of sight or something, that you'll be able to find it. I can hear this decently well while it it was outside where I dropped it, with the cars going by, with dogs barking in the back, with people walking by. But this is definitely going to be an issue for anyone who has less than an iPhone 11 and they're hearing impaired. And there's no visible audio speakers anywhere on the device itself. The idea for Apple to not do that is so that if they were to put a mesh kind of speaker system on the AirTag itself, that if it happened to be covered by something, then it would muffle out the sound and you wouldn't be able to hear it as well, as opposed to it just kind of beeping from wherever the speaker is internally inside of this. There's no way in hell that I am going to go out and purchase a new iPhone 11 or 12 just so I'm able to use one feature additional for an AirTag. So the other thing too that I am noticing, so this is my wallet. I keep a very slim wallet. There's a few cards in there, and this is all that I use. This is not flat by any means. If I was to put it inside of my wallet, it kind of just, it would bulge, and I don't like that. I mean, these are a cool thing to have, another Apple product to have. If you feel like you're going to be traveling a lot in the near future, I don't think any of us are. Go ahead and buy it if you have the money for it. I wouldn't go out and like rush out for these if you don't actually have a use for them. Like I mentioned before, I will link attachments on Amazon for the AirTag, so you don't have to purchase them off the actual Apple website, because that can get a little pricey sometimes too. But I did purchase 2 iPads. One is the
2 terabyte 12.9-inch iPad Pro with cellular and Wi-Fi. The second one is the Wi-Fi only 1 terabyte 12.9-inch iPad Pro, and
those are both being engraved, so they are taking a little bit longer to come in, but they should be here in the next couple weeks. So if you're interested in seeing an unboxing and review of those products as well, make sure you subscribe and click it. Seriously, it's free. There is my first impressions and unboxing of the Apple AirTags. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.